Thank you so much for tuning in, lovelies. Let me share with you the finest, quick, delicious beef roulade recipe. Stay tuned and let's cook. If you are new on my channel, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Annie Krieger and this is what I love to do. I'm going to start this recipe with a fine boneless beef steak. You might get yours already cut in the supermarket, but I love to do this step myself. So I'm going to cut in a 4 inches or like a 4 inches thick. Beef roulade is one of the most favorite Austrian traditional dish. It's such a delicious one. Look at this beef, guys. It looks amazing. All the ingredients will be listed out in the description box. After I have achieved cutting my beef steak just flat like this, thin and flat, it shouldn't be too thick, I'm going to grab a plastic foil placed on my working board, cover it up with a plastic foil again and use a meat pounder to pound until you flatten it out. Doing this, you have to be very careful not to let any hole in the middle. Continue to pound until you have a nice flat meat like this. This will give you enough room to lay your vegetables in the middle and roll it out. I'm going to do the same process on the rest of the beef steak. After which my beef is ready, I'm going to set aside. You might get yours already made like this, but I did mine myself. So I'm going to set aside, grab the veggies for today. These are the classic veggies for beef roulade in Austria: the carrot, bacon, onion, pickles, and celery root. So I'm going to grab my carrot and then slice in a straw form like this. Also my celery in the same form, onion in the same form. I also grab my bacon and lastly the pickles. When you are done with all that, this is what they all looks like all together, and then I'm going to set aside. For today's spices, I am going for sour cream, which is the sour ram you see on the screen. I have red wine. Please keep the red wine if you don't want to have any wine in your meal. I have peppercorn salt, and I also have my all-purpose seasoning. I have Kapern and oil. Again, I have my cornstarch, I have garlic clove, and I have Dijon mustard. If you hear me call Senf today, please just bear with me. I call Senf is mustard, okay? And then we have our tomato paste. I'm going to go ahead to season my meat, flatten out my meat, season with peppercorn, fresh grounded peppercorn, and then salt. So you're going to spread your mustard on your meat. Do not be selfish with the mustard, okay? Mustard and beef are 5 and 6. So spread mustard and onion on top, and then you're going to lay out your vegetables as you see me do, which is the carrot, onion, carrot, and celery root, then the pickles and the bacon. So you're just going to roll out just like you see me do on the screen. So this is the reason why we have to keep flattening out our meat, our beef, so that we just have enough space to fold in and roll it out, so that you don't have the veggies outside. Okay, so now that I've rolled this out, it looks good. You're going to grab a suitable rope for cooking, and then you will tie that so that when you brown it, on the process of browning, this will not open. So this is the reason of using this a spaghetti, we call it spaghetti, or cooking rope to tie this up, and just, you know, it looks good too. I'm going to continue the same process on the rest of them, and then I will season outside of it with some fresh cracked pepper and fresh cracked salt. And this is what they all looks like. They looks real cute. Next, I will introduce some amount of oil on my preheated pot to brown it up. So at this point, I'm just going to roast my beef a little bit just to have that nice good looking color. You shouldn't overdo it, and it shouldn't be less. There is no specific way on how to roast your beef at this point, okay, just to have that nice brown color. I almost forgot to add my rosemary. This rosemary is just for a beautiful flavor. I also covered up with something like this to prevent flashing everywhere. And when that is done, I took it out the pan, off the pan, and then the rosemary also was out because I don't want to have that in my sauce. So now I am going to introduce all my rest veggies I had earlier, the pickles, carrot, onion, and bacon. Do not worry about the down of the pan, guys. This is where the flavor and the color of the sauce lies. The down of the pan, okay, it's not burnt. So I'm going to stir. I had my garlic cloves, and at this point I stir all together. I added my Kapern, I added some tomato paste, and continue to roast. It should not burn. It's just light roast to have beautiful flavor. So I'm going to declare with red wine. Like I said earlier, skip it if you don't want. When you declare, guys, see how those flavor released on the, my goodness, this is amazing. So I am going to add in my beef broth. I am going for a very strong beef broth. It's already seasoned, so I'm not going to season that much again. So if you are using just light broth or water, depend on how you want to season yours. So all I did was just season with some peppercorn. I seasoned with some all-purpose seasoning and some mustard. I did not season with salt. I said my broth has been well seasoned, okay? So you're going to introduce back your beef and then taste it at this point to adjust to your taste. I covered up and braised for about 30 minutes. 30 minutes later, I came back and turned to the other side. Depend on the quality of your beef, okay? So I turned to the other side and continued to braise for about 30 minutes more, and then I'm going to take off the beef at this point and use a hand mixer just to mix my sauce, okay? So mix your sauce very well, and then I grab a sieve and strain out all the chaff in my sauce that I don't want to have. This is not must. If you want to have those chaff, it's fine, it's nothing bad, but I love to have the sauce very fine. The flavors I need are all in my sauce. So now that my sauce is almost ready to go, I'm going to mix some water with my cornstarch a little bit and let the sauce cook up a little. It should not overcook, if not you will have lumps on your sauce. So add in your mixed cornstarch and use some whisk or spoon. Just continue to stir like that to prevent any lump in your sauce. And this is what we have. It's fine and looks good. The consistency is just perfect for me. So at this point I am going to cut off the spaghetti, which is the rope I used to tie the beef, okay, the meat. Just take off the rope because it's time to get everything ready. You don't want to have rope on your meal, okay? So take off the rope. So I'm going to stir my sour cream in a bowl like this. First of all, stir it, because if you add it just directly, it might be difficult for you to mix very well. So add it and stir. You want to continue to stir like this to combine your sour cream very well. If you cook your sauce after adding your sour cream, you will end up having some funny things in your sauce. Okay, you don't want to have that. You want to have nice glassy sauce. Okay, so I added back my beef at this point. It's time to add your beef back because the sauce is ready to be served. You are done. The meat is heat up. I'm not cooking it anymore because the sour cream is there. The consistency is perfect. So thank you so much, guys. You can serve this with some mashed potato. You can serve with pasta. You can serve with red cabbage and a lot of side dishes today. So I'm just going to bring out one and cut to let you see what inside looks like. It's soft and tender and delicious. I hope you like this recipe, guys. If you want to give it a try, you'll find the recipes, the ingredients in the description box. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Hit the notification bell and you will be notified anytime I post a new video. Thank you so much to my returning subscribers, and this is my plating. Thank you. Don't forget to like, leave your comment down below, and see you in my next one. Bye for now.